I grew up on a car lot in Texas. By the time I was 15, I could tell what kind of man y'all were just by which truck you parked in our lot. Today I'm walking y'all through the 7 levels of American pickups. Wait until we hit level 5, partner. That's where my daddy made his easiest commissions. Level 1, the compact trap, Ford Maverick. Bless your heart. This ain't a real pickup truck. This is a pickup costume. Starts around $28,000. 2.5-liter 4-cylinder hybrid making 191 horsepower. Front-wheel drive standard. I'll say that one more time for the folks in the back. Front-wheel drive on a pickup truck. My daddy would have laughed it right off the lot. Unibody construction, which is fancy talk for this thing is built on the bones of a Ford Escape. Tow rating maxes out at 4,000 pounds. Y'all know what tows 4,000 pounds? A jet ski. Maybe 2 if they're real friendly with each other. The Maverick exists for one type of person. The suburban dude who watched too many F-150 commercials but still wants 42 mpg to brag about at brunch. He'll tell you it's a real truck because the bed is corrugated metal. Honey, that bed is 4.5 feet long. You can't fit a sheet of plywood in there without it sticking out like a flag. Reality check. The Maverick is the gateway drug, the trap. You buy it thinking you're getting into truck life cheap, and 3 years later you're trading it in for a real F-150. Smart move? Skip it. Buy a 2-year-old F-150 XL for the same money. Level 2, the workhorse, Ford F-150 XL, Chevy Silverado WT, Ram Tradesman. These are the real ones, partner. F-150 XL starts around $39,000. Silverado WT comes in cheaper at $37,000. Ram Tradesman runs about $42,000. Vinyl floors, cloth seats, steel wheels, crank windows on some configurations, which I respect. 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 in the Ford pushing 325 horsepower. Turbo 4 in the Silverado with 310. Ram gets a V6 mild hybrid making 305. 2-wheel drive standard, 4-wheel drive optional, which is the way God intended. These trucks exist for one reason, to work. Ranchers buy 'em. Contractors buy 'em. Oil field hands buy 'em. Plumbers, electricians, the guy who builds your deck for cash money. Every single one of these trucks earns its keep every single day. The bed sees actual dirt. The tow rating gets used. There's tool marks on the tailgate. There's a coffee cup permanently fused to the cup holder. The radio's been on the same country station since the day they drove it off the lot. I respect level 2 more than any other tier on this list. These are honest trucks for honest men. My daddy's golden rule, you ain't a real truck owner until your level 2 has more dents than a junkyard Buick. Level 3, the suburban commuter, Ford F-150 XLT, Chevy Silverado LT, Ram Bighorn, mid-trim, 4 doors, leather-wrapped steering wheel, 18-inch aluminum wheels. The pickup truck for the man who doesn't actually need a pickup truck. XLT starts around $45,000. Silverado LT around $48,000. Bighorn opens at $48,000. Add the equipment groups everybody actually wants, and you're knocking on $55,000 real quick. Here's the thing about level 3 owners. The bed never gets dirty. Never. I watched these trucks roll into Daddy's service department for years, and the bed liner looks showroom fresh every single time. Tow rating? Never tested. 4-wheel drive? Engaged maybe once during a snowstorm in 2021, and they're still talking about it. These boys live in the suburbs. 3-car garage. Wife drives a Tahoe. He commutes to an office park in Plano or Frisco. He uses his truck to go to Home Depot once a month for mulch and a Costco run for bottled water. That's the heaviest payload it'll ever see. But I'll say nice. The XLT and the Bighorn are legitimately good trucks. If you commute 40 miles a day and you don't tow nothing, this tier makes total sense. My daddy used to say, a truck don't have to work to be a truck. But if you're buying one anyway, at least buy enough truck to enjoy it. Which brings us to level 4. Level 4, the executive cheat code. Ford F-150 Lariat, Chevy Silverado LTZ, Ram Laramie. Lariat starts around $60,000, LTZ around $58,000, Laramie around $62,000. Real leather seats, heated and ventilated, 12-inch screen, B&O sound system in the Ford, massaging seats in the Ram, which is a thing now, apparently. Engines worth paying for. 5.0-liter V8 in the Ford, making 400 horsepower. 6.2-liter V8 in the Silverado, pushing 420. 3.0-liter Hurricane inline 6 twin turbo in the Ram, making 420 horsepower with an exhaust note that'll make you grin like a possum eating briars. Listen, partner, 80% of y'all should stop right here. This is the truck. This is the one. Every feature that matters. A real V8 or a real torque monster, inline 6. Leather that actually feels like leather, and a tow rating that'll handle your boat, your camper, your horse trailer. 12,000 pounds, easy. The Lariat is what happens when Ford finally stops nickel and dimming you and just gives you the good stuff. If you've made it this far, you clearly know your pickups better than most folks. Hit subscribe and drop your tier in the comments. I'm fixing to read every single one. Now we leave sensible territory and we go straight to oil money. Level 5, the oil money. Ford F-150 King Ranch, Chevy Silverado High Country, Ram Limited Longhorn, GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate. Partner, this is where I grew up. This is where my daddy made the easiest commissions of his career. King Ranch starts around $66,000. High Country around $63,000, Limited Longhorn around $78,000, Denali Ultimate around $80,000 and up, depending on how stupid you want to get with options. I watch these trucks roll onto my daddy's lot every single quarter. Cash deals, wire transfers. Trade-ins on last year's Denali that already had 300 miles on it. Oil money men with belt buckles bigger than my fist would walk in, point at the King Ranch in the corner and say, "I'll take that one." No test drive, no negotiation. Done in 20 minutes. Western-themed leather with the King Ranch logo branded right into the headrest. Open-pore wood trim. 22-inch wheels. Adaptive cruise that drives itself from Houston to Dallas. The Denali Ultimate has full-grain leather that smells like a saddle shop and costs more than my first apartment. But here's the thing y'all need to understand about Level 5. Half the men who buy these trucks have never seen an oil field in their life. They're orthodontists, real estate developers, guys who own 3 franchise sandwich shops. My daddy had a phrase for these customers. He'd whisper it to me in the back office. All hat, no cattle, dressed like a rancher, ain't never roped a calf in his life, and bless their hearts, they kept us in business for 30 years. Level 6, the Performance Paradox. Ford F-150 Raptor, Raptor R, Chevy Silverado, ZR2. This is where pickup trucks lose their dang minds. The standard Raptor starts around $79,000 with a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, making 450 horsepower. Fine. Fast, reasonable. Then there's the Raptor R, $114,000. 5.2-liter supercharged V8 making 720 horsepower. 720 horsepower in a pickup truck. 37-inch tires. Fox Racing dual-valve shocks. The thing'll go 100 miles an hour through the desert and never break a sweat. Chevy Silverado ZR2 starts at $72,000. 6.2-liter V8 with 420 horsepower. Front and rear lockers. The off-road truck for people who couldn't get on the Raptor wait list. Now the Ram TRX. Y'all are gonna ask. The TRX is dead, honey. Stellantis killed it in 2024. Supercharged Hellcat, a V8, 702 horsepower, replaced by something called the RHO. V6, 540 horsepower, starts at $74,000. Less power, less drama, less soul. They took the Bandit out of Smokey and the Bandit. Lord have mercy. 99% of level 6 trucks will never see dirt that ain't a Whole Foods parking lot after a thunderstorm. The Raptor R owner is a specific kind of man. 48 years old. just got divorced. The Tesla phase didn't work out. He pulled into my daddy's lot driving a leased BMW X5 and pulled out driving the angriest truck Ford has ever built. Sir, you played yourself, but also respect. That truck is a menace. Level 7, the Flex. Now, we leave the world of trucks and we enter the world of statements. GMC Hummer EV pickup. Starts around $97,000 for the 2X, $106,000 for the 3X. The 3X makes 830 horsepower, 2.8 seconds 0 to 60, in a 9,000-pound truck. Crab walk function so you can drive sideways like a hermit crab having an existential crisis. It's ridiculous. Then there's the Tesla Cybertruck. Look, partner, the Cybertruck ain't a pickup. The Cybertruck is what happens when an Atari graphics card designs a kitchen appliance and Elon Musk approves it on 3 hours of sleep. Starts at $70,000 for the dual motor. The Cyber Beast tri-motor at $115,000. 845 horsepower, stainless steel body panels that scratch if you look at them wrong and rust if you park them outside in Houston humidity. The bed is 6 feet long, technically, but the sail pillars block half the bed access. And the resale value is dropping faster than my daddy's blood pressure when the IRS called. It belongs on this list because the people who buy them think it does. Bless their hearts. I know what y'all are thinking. What about Toyota Tundra? What about Tacoma? Honey, let me tell you something real interesting. The Toyota Tundra is built in San Antonio, Texas, right down the road from where I grew up. Toyota Motor Manufacturing Texas builds every single Tundra sold in America. Starts around $50,000. 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 making 389 horsepower. Decent truck, I'll give it that. But here's the punchline. In 2025, Ford sold 828,000 F-Series trucks. Toyota sold 148,000 Tundras. The F-150 outsold the Tundra by more than 5.5 to 1. The Tundra is built in Texas, and Texas still don't want it. Tacoma starts around 40,000. Made in Tijuana, Mexico now. Toyota moved it out of San Antonio in 2022. The Tacoma sells to two types of folks. People who wanted an F-150 but couldn't afford it new, and outdoorsy Subaru drivers who finally admitted they wanted a pickup but didn't want to commit to American horsepower. This is America, partner. Our pickup trucks have been winning best-selling vehicle of any category for 44 consecutive years. The F-Series has been America's #1 truck for 49 years straight, since 1977. And honey, my daddy never sold a Tundra. Not because he wouldn't, because nobody asked. So there it is, partner. 7 levels of American pickup trucks. The level 2 workhorse for the man who actually earns his living. The level 4 Lariat for the man who done good. The level 5 King Ranch for the oil money man my daddy made his commission on. And the level 7 Flex for the man who's still figuring out who he is. If you made it to the end, you're a real one. Drop your tier in the comments. Tell me which truck y'all actually drive and which one you wish you drove. Hit that subscribe button. New videos every Monday and Thursday. This is Big Brenda. See y'all next time.